Hi, my name is Charlene Patno. I grew up in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I decided in my 20s to move to Minneapolis, Minnesota. I wanted to spend time with friends and go to college, so I decided to go to school for chemical dependency. I had some family members that had problems with addictions, so I just wanted to know why they used alcohol. I met a friend in Minneapolis who was a vegetarian, and he introduced me to how to eat healthier and how to read labels on boxes of any kind of box or container. It kind of drove me a little crazy because he always read all the boxes and labels, but then I just realized that he was just more conscious of what he ate, and he was just trying to teach me how to be healthier. In 1998, I moved back to North Dakota and stayed with my mom until I got a place of my own again. This was after the flood of '97. It was a really bad flood. Some of the buildings caught on fire. A lot of people lost their homes. My mom and dad probably had about $10,000 worth of damage to their house. Well, I remember one day my mom was talking to me about yoga, and she said, how about if you try out this Ali McGraw yoga video? Oh, I said, sure. So I tried it out, and I really didn't think a lot about it. I was really into aerobics and jogging and more high intensity exercises. After I started reading about yoga and the benefits of it, I was really intrigued. This was about the year 2000. I decided to go to school again for bachelor's in social work. And when I would go to Barnes & Noble to study, I would stumble across some books on yoga and health. And it really intrigued me, the benefits of yoga. Like one pose could be good for digestion, another pose could be good for the heart, another one could be good for the liver. As I studied social work, I also was studying yoga and nutrition. When I went to school for my Master's of Education, that's when I started to teach yoga at North Dakota State University. And I was there about 10 years. I really enjoyed teaching college students. They were very receptive to the teachings, and they always gave me really good feedback on things that I discussed with them. And I also worked at a group home for the mentally ill, and while the clients were sleeping, I memorized the entire practice of Ashtanga yoga. And that is a really great foundation for anybody to learn. Me and my mom, we went and visited Joy's Yoga Center in Encinitas, California, and I got to meet Pattabhi Joy's son. Pattabhi Joy's was the founder of yoga. Okay, so I did some training there, and then later I got certified in Ashtanga yoga. It's a great physical therapy. It helps to prevent injuries. A lot of the poses are good for digestion. Just a really great practice. So I practiced yoga for about 5 years, and I decided, maybe I should teach this. I love it so much, and it was really my forte and my calling, I feel. I got a job working with addicts in Casa Grande, Arizona, teaching yoga. And then I also did some personal journal groups. We did yoga outside, and that was really fun. They were really receptive to the teachings, most of the clients. Yoga is really good for addicts because it really gets you out of your head. In 2008, I decided to work for a cancer specialist. The place was called an Oasis of Healing, and I did some yoga with the cancer patients. Sometimes they were a little bit sick or didn't feel well, so I felt it was a little more challenging to teach cancer patients, but yoga is really good for cancer, and it can even help to prevent cancer. Some of the exercises that we do, especially the ones in Kundalini yoga where we do the breath of fire and we do the hand movements, like the thumb movements. That's in my video, Yoga for More Joy. So I worked in Mesa with Dr. Lodi for a while, and his clients ate more of a raw food diet, plant-based raw food diet. They also did juicing. They went on a 21-day juice cleanse. When they came in, they looked a little puffy in the face, and then after they did the juicing and ate the raw food, they looked so much better. So that's got me more into the raw food when I lived in Arizona. So I checked out a YouTube video on a man that he did the same thing. He was on the raw food, and he was eating the nuts and the avocados and raw chocolate, and his cholesterol was going up. So he was following Dr. Esselstyn, and Dr. Esselstyn said there's a lot of saturated fat in the nuts. So now I incorporate like beans and rice and potatoes, and I'm actually thinner than I was on the raw food diet. And I feel great. I have like a ton of energy. I just go nonstop. It's 2023 now, and I've been teaching yoga for 20 years. I've taught in Arizona, Minnesota, North Dakota, pretty much taught everywhere in Fargo, North Dakota. But now I'm teaching online classes with the help of my friend Nathan. I don't know what I would have done without him. I don't think this would have come to fruition without him. He's definitely a great inspiration in my life. And I also want to thank my mother for introducing me to yoga. That was over 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So I've been practicing for 25 years and teaching for 20. I also want to thank my brother Mike. He always encouraged me to learn as many techniques as I can in yoga. And an old friend would always tell me, put a smile on everybody's face when you go to class. And the biggest thanks goes to my son Alex. If it wasn't for him being born, my life would be way different. I don't even think I would have went to college or taught yoga. So my biggest thanks goes to my son Alex.